What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine?
Today. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into our first story. The Mandalorian. Hello. The Mandalorian season 3 suffers weak premiere viewership. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. This is not good. And I just want y'all to know, this hurts me more than it hurts you, Disney. I'm just keeping it a bean. I'm happy to roast everything else y'all do because everything else y'all do sucks. But The Mandalorian was one of the first shows that came out on Disney Plus, and honestly speaking, I fell in love with it immediately. Now I want to read. Oh, there I go hitting the mic. New mic, same shit. Hitting the mic. Um, um, what? I'm borderline slow, y'all. I'm borderline slow. So when Disney Plus first came out, oh, that's what I was about to say. So let me remind y'all, I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy ever. I am not a Star Wars fanatic. Now, when The Mandalorian came out, that's when I started understanding why people like Star Wars so much. And then I kind of got into watching reactions to the show, like season 1 and season 2. And some of the excitement for Star Wars, seeing people react to it and seeing all the conjecture around it, started to rub off on me a little bit. But then y'all started to fuck it up. And now here we are, season 3. And I gotta admit, I have not watched the episode that came out today. But I gotta admit, man, y'all screwing it up. I mean, you sent Grogu, Baby Yoda, off to go and train with Luke Skywalker, and now he's back with Din Djarin again. What sense does that make? Oh, I know why. Because the rest of Star Wars isn't holding its own weight. Boba Fett flopped. The Star Wars um, new trilogy flopped. Obi-Wan Kenobi flopped. And so you're like, listen, we need to keep, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's keep Grogu with Din Djarin. Anyway, so Mandalorian season 3 premiere suffered a surprisingly weak performance on Disney Plus compared to the other Star Wars series, having kickstarted Disney Plus' blockbuster efforts as the first streaming series from the Marvel or Star Wars universes. The Mandalorian has turned into a cultural phenomenon over recent years, with season 2 setting records for the service at the time. With over 2 years past since season 2's finale, excitement for the show remains as high as ever after its trailer broke all Star Wars records. According to the Wrap, which shared data collected by Samba TV, the Mandalorian season 3 premiere had relatively weak performance in comparison to some of the other Star Wars Disney Plus series. Although its viewership exceeded the recent Andor by close to 50%, because Andor, well, I don't know, I ain't gonna say that. It still trailed behind Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett, premieres by 28% and 2%, respectively, while also falling short of Marvel Studios' Loki by 35%. As shared by Samba TV, the first episode of Ewan McGregor's Jedi spinoff was viewed by 2.14 million U.S. households in the first 4 days. Meanwhile, the debut of The Mandalorian Season 2 and The Book of Boba Fett were watched by 2.08 million and 1.5 million households, respectively. I wonder if any of this has anything to do with the fact that people are just sick of Disney. I really think people are boycotting Disney. Let's see. They try to explain it away. The Mandalorian Season 3 low viewership explained. At the time of The Mandalorian Season 2, there were no other live-action Star Wars series, with the next not coming into the Book of Boba Fett around a year later. Since then, Disney Plus has released 3 more live-action shows, including Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Andor. With The Mandalorian Season 3 failing to live up to past highs, one has to wonder whether some sense of Star Wars fatigue, if that's even real, is beginning to settle in. That may well be one of the factors leading to this decline going into the blockbuster series' third go-around, but there are undoubtedly many others. I just want to say, I'm tired of y'all trying to blame this stuff on fatigue. People just want good content, man. There is no fatigue. Even the people who say that they're fatigued, they're not really fatigued because if it's good, they will like it. Never has anyone ever said, I'm getting tired of something that's good. I just want to make that clear. If it's good, it doesn't matter how much of it you're getting. If it's good, they'll take it. Now, too much of anything can be unhealthy for you, but that don't mean that you don't like it. Right? Stop back in. For one, The Mandalorian was last airing back in December 2020. Disney Plus didn't have the excess of movie quality content it now does. The sophomore season came just weeks ahead of Marvel Studios' first dip into the streaming service with WandaVision, which has since been followed by 6 more live-action MCU series. The Mandalorian also doesn't have the benefit of starring a familiar character like Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi. Although Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin has turned into something of an icon in his own right over recent years, that wouldn't explain why the series premiere had dipped compared to season 2. The huge viewership that came with the debut trailer clearly points towards significant interest in the show, possibly even beyond that of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So chances are this was just a rough start, and the audience numbers will grow across the coming episodes as the surprises unfold and excitement increases. The first episodes of The Mandalorian season 3 are streaming now. Blah 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 blah. Ultimately, what I take from this is that, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So ultimately, what I take from this is that I just think people are getting tired of Disney. Now, they did say there was a lot of interest around the film based upon the reactions to the trailer. And there's also some sentiment that I kind of disagree with. A lot of people are saying that season 2 of Mandalorian wasn't good. It was just a lot of nostalgia, strings being pulled. And I disagree with that. I'll say, I think the RK Outpost said that. Ryan Cannell, I think he said that. He said that he didn't think that season 2 of The Mandalorian was very good because it was just pulling a lot of nostalgia strings. I disagree with that because I have no history with the Clone Wars or like all of those characters. Like I had no idea who Ahsoka was. No, that's a lie. I knew who Ahsoka was. I didn't know her name. I just remember seeing that character like all over the place. And I saw a lot of advertisements for the animated series, The Clone Wars. Never watched a single episode. Because like I said, I'm not as big as a Star Wars fan as everybody else is. And so, but the Star Wars stuff that I know is Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Jedi Fallen Order. And of course I've seen the movies, but that's the Star Wars stuff I know. All that Clone Wars stuff, the guy from, what's his name? Cade something that was in Boba Fett. I didn't know who he was. I felt like the stuff was good. The Boba Fett show was garbage, but the season 2 of The Mandalorian was pretty good. So there's that. But I'm telling you, man, Disney is just they're taking haymakers right now. They're not doing good, bro. Marvel ain't doing good. Star Wars not doing good. And remember, they spent all of this money and they bought Fox. Somebody tell me, what is Disney getting from buying Fox right now? They're getting nothing. Well, they did just do something with the Predator series. That Prey movie was pretty good. What are they doing with Alien? What are they doing with all of those properties, bro? They should be milking this stuff. But they can't. Anyway, we will move on.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib, look like Dracula's mansion, my baby.